thank AllAfrica Media Leaders Summit, in particular Amadou, Tendai, and the team for the fantastic work you've done so far. It's pretty amazing. And for many of you, many are new faces. Some are faces I've known from the very early days when it started. It was a vision, it was a dream, and it was a quest for Africa to get its voice, not just on the global scene, but to get its voice together. And for me, coming here for the 10th anniversary and looking at this audience, looking at the quality of the content and the maturity of the sector, and knowing that you have significantly contributed to that, it's an honor and a pleasure. So please give them a round of applause. So, who am I? My name is Mamadou Kwidjim Toure. I'm originally from Cameroon, although my roots go way deep in West Africa, I think same village, Futatoro, in Senegal. My background, investment banking, been 20 years in finance. I used to be, which is how I got to get involved at the time, in charge of investment and project finance with IFC, International Finance Corporation, World Bank Group, in charge of investment in telecom, media, technologies. And at the time, one thing was convergence. How do we really kind of empower the media sector on the continent? And convergence was the convergence of tools in terms of getting digital, right? So my background beyond that, across investment banking, BNP Paribas, and so on, I've worked in 26 countries, projects, been to 53 African countries, and mobilized capital close to $23 billion for the African continent over my career. But at the end of my career, I got frustrated way earlier. So that's why I started Africa 2.0, which was actually a collective of young African leaders who wanted to create a vision for Africa. And we brought young leaders from the continent and the diaspora because we were frustrated. America has an agenda for Africa. China has an agenda for Africa. Europe has an agenda, but what is Africa's agenda for itself? We saw the media has an agenda for the African media, so the youth and the young leaders needed to have an agenda. We put together a manifesto that collected together the visions, the processes for the next decades for the African continent. It was called the Africa 2.0 Manifesto. 3 years later, 47 heads of states gathered at the African Union and ratified Agenda 2063, which basically articulated a vision for Africa for the next 5 decades. So here I am today with you for you. So Ubuntu Tribe. What is Ubuntu Tribe? Some of you have seen the stands with the screens and the 3D and the animations, etc. And you must have read somewhere something about Metaverse, something, people wearing weird binoculars, you know. This is the future. Why is it the future? I'll come back to it later. What is critical for you to understand is how Ubuntu Tribe started. We're talking about monetizing media, right? Now, how do you monetize and how do you generate revenue in a sector where the currencies keep on depreciating? In countries like Africa, where we're not really responsible, but we are victim of that. So just to give you an idea, we decided to tokenize gold because I was tired to go to Ghana, to go to Nairobi, Lagos, Abidjan, and meet my friends and seeing them extremely frustrated for having built savings or wanting to send their kids abroad or wanting to acquire a goods, but the currencies kept on depreciating, collapsing, and so on. So all their hard work was literally dilapidated by macroeconomic and financial conditions that were independent of their work. And I was like, but wait a minute. Africa has 48% of the global gold reserves, 70% of the platinum, right? And gold has gained to the Kenyan shillings 233%. over the past 2 years, or 5 years, sorry. 690% to the naira. So why don't we tokenize gold and put it in people's hands so that they can preserve their wealth, right? And the point of tokenization is pretty simple. We issue digital gold certificate that you can acquire from your mobile phone to access that gold from as low as 10 cents. It changes the game. When you look into that, you think, okay, gold is great. We now have the chance, today actually, people can go on M-Pesa and buy a gift. We'll come back to that later. We've put a QR code here. We invite you to scan it because what we'll do here will give you access to a masterclass about media monetization. We realize that within 20 minutes it will be a bit too short, but we have a long, detailed, interactive training and ideas that could help you monetize. So I'll pause for a second, look at the screen. Who's not looking? Please scan the QR code, right? And you can register so that we have a space actually for AllAfrica Media leaders on our Metaverse where we'll be providing this masterclass. And we'll also give you a key immediate source to revenue that you can start from next month. And that can double your actual revenue as a media. I'll come to that. Now, if gold is so important, and we tokenize gold, and we allow, democratize access to gold, and we allow shared prosperity. But you know what is much more valuable than gold, and which is why I'm here today? Who knows? That is something that is more valuable than gold. Huh? Data, thank you. Now, I love yesterday evening at the dinner, the quote and from Marie-Roger Biloa, right? A tangible good can be divided, but an intangible good can be multiplied. So gold, yes, you'll divide it, and once it's divided, there's no more. But your data, you can multiply the revenues from your data. And that's what we're going to explain today. Now, when you think, I heard this morning a conversation, somebody saying like, there is no value or money in digital. Not sure what that person smoked, but technically, I think we heard our friend from Yetu saying that the media space is $1 trillion. He forgot to mention a small detail. Do you know how much the print space is in market size? 120 billion, which is 5 or 7 times, 6 times lower than digital. Do you know how much the print media growth annually? 3%. Do you know the reason why it's not a negative growth? It's because of the population growth. So they're not gaining more customers. It's just that there's population growth. And inflation too, by the way. Do you know how much the digital print grow per year? 12%. So if you're not in digital today, expect to be out of business in the next 2 years, especially after what we're going to show you later. Now, why digital gains so much attraction? And our friend mentioned also the one thing, which is personalization, right? Now, who has ever had conversations on something and suddenly goes on Google and that very topic appears, right? And you think they're listening to you, right? Okay, yes, they're getting a bit of your data, but we'll talk about that later. But that's the power of artificial intelligence. And that's why we say we multiply the return from your data because we can personalize it. And it's critical to understand that phenomenon. Here is the thing. You need to understand what is Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. What we're going to do today, I can tell you, this is the 10-year anniversary. This is the, I don't know if the mic is working. This is the 10-year anniversary, right? And is it me or? It's not, okay. This is the 10-year anniversary. I can tell you in a decade from now. Okay, I'll wait for them to fix it. Does it move? I love to move. So I'll do it this way. Okay. Does it work? No, it doesn't. I think that, but please don't cut my time on that, right? I know, I know. It's like, you know, in football, you like after the game, you move extra time. So count the pause, right? So during that time, please scan that QR code and make sure you register. It's very important you do that. And you, why it's very important, besides attending the masterclass, we have a model for you where you'll be able, where we're going to come to you as a knowledge partner. Oh, it's working.
Yes, it's working.
Oh, it is, okay. So, no, come on, bro. Make a plan, right? So while you fill the form there, we'll explain how we come to you as a knowledge partner. Now, we're talking about data. So as you know, my background is finance. So finance is based on two things. Who thinks finance and media have nothing to do together? Or don't have the same business model at all? It could look like it doesn't, but it actually does. Finance is based on two things. Asymmetry of information. I know something about a product that's effectively going to grow, and you don't know about it, and I'm going to invest in it, and I'm going to make money that you won't make. That's one, asymmetry of information. Second, collateral. Collateral is you go to the bank, and I'm sure you all have a banker, and you say, I need a loan, I want to grow my business. Or I need a loan, I want to build something. The bank is going to tell you, okay, do you have a collateral? Do you have land? Do you have asset? So I can lend you against that asset. Those are the fundamental principles of finance for the past centuries. Once you understand those two things, but guess what? Media has similar fundamentals. Why? Asymmetry of information. Remember the tagline of CNN? When they started the whole coverage during the Iraq war, be the first to know. The one who has the info and publish it first attracts all the readers. One. So content is key for media. Two, collateral. Okay. So what is the collateral of a media group, besides amazing writers? It's actually the very content and the audience. Your collateral is your audience. If you have so many viewers, readers, you can borrow against that because you have their attention. And attention is the next currency. I think when I move right, it doesn't listen, so I'm going to stay left like that, right? So attention is the next currency, and that's your collateral. What does that mean? Now you need to understand Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. Web 1 was, remember the time of home pages. That's all you could do. I know many of you were not born, but for some of us, you just go on the internet and consult a home page. And then you have Web 2. Web 2 was the emergence of the likes of Facebook and so on, which was based on YouTube, user-generated content. And you would post, and then you have views, likes, etc. Now, guess what? Then came Web 3. Web 3, in Web 2, you were the product, literally, right? You are the collateral and the product out of which you, technically, if it's a media house like Facebook, would make money because they would sell your attention to advertisers. Now, Web 3 changes the game because it introduces blockchain technology. So, I know many of you assimilate blockchain technology to crypto, to scam, but you need to make a big distinction, right? Blockchain technology is the infrastructure. Crypto is just one application of that technology. And what blockchain does, it uses several servers, computers to record one information to make sure that it doesn't get tampered. And it's a source of truth, right? So what blockchain did, it gives the possibility to me as a web or a decentralized network participant to claim ownership of the content that I put on a platform. It stamps the ownership. Do you know why it makes a big difference? Anybody familiar with, who likes music here? Okay, my brother is here, so we love music. Papsanya is here, so it's excellent. So, Zamina mina, waka waka, Zamina mina, zangalewa, anyawam, Okay, who sang that song? Shakira, right? No, who? Not Shakira, who? Zao, okay. Anyone else? Not South African, bro, Cameroonian. Right? So that song, what is critical about it, this is still there. So what is critical about that song, the people who sang it, my dad is a musician, right? And I was with them, I was 9 years old. They died dirt poor. Right? So who made the money? Shakira. Another song. In the jungle, terrible jungle, the lion dies tonight. That was a South African. Both died poor. In the time of Web3, this could not happen. You know why? Because they would have put their song on the blockchain, on a platform, and it would have said, this song belongs to Zangalewa. This song belongs to Zao. And you program it so that whenever it's played anywhere, they get a cut. That's the revolution of Web3. And this is what all the media need to understand, why it's the next opportunity for the African continent. Our biggest resource is not even our goal, it's our people. 7 out of 10 youth in the world will be born in Africa in 25 years. It's the future of humanity, period. And as a human, you have data. And your biggest element is not even your intelligence, it's your creativity. In a world where content is key, with a technology that allows you to now monetize your content, then you become a game changer. Once you understand the power of blockchain, even for what you're going to be posting, publishing, then what Marie-Roger Blewa said yesterday, an intangible goods can be multiplied. That's where you're going to start multiplying your wealth. Now, why does it matter? We spoke about Web3, NFTs, art collections, right? Some people, for instance, would have loved to be on this event. They couldn't make it, maybe hotel, maybe flight, it's complicated. There's this thing called Metaverse. We've built one. Remember, our vision and mission is to create, as Ubuntu Tribe, create equal access to opportunities, regardless of place of birth or wealth at birth. I'm trying again. Did everyone scan this QR code? Okay. Don't come and ask afterwards, because we won't put it twice. So, how do you create equal access to opportunity for kids who can't access Harvard University? How do you create equal access for smaller media who do not get a subsidy to come to Africa Media Leaders Summit? Then you recreate a virtual world for them to be able to experience. And we created the Ubuntuverse along those lines. Now, why does it matter? What we've put on the Ubuntuverse, and you'll understand then the QR code, is the Ubuntu Academy. Because we realize one thing. Knowledge is power. I can stand in front of you today because I had parents who believed in school and sent me to some of the best schools in the world. But once I get this knowledge, it can be multiplied. And that's why I'm here to share also some knowledge with you. But not every kid will have a chance to go to MIT, Harvard, or any of those things? What if we bring on the metaverse on the mobile phones, even for you, financial literacy and digital literacy? So AllAfrica Media Leaders has a space on our metaverse for all media to be able to now participate and join the Ubuntu Academy so that we can help you on those elements. Where is technology going, and how do you create revenues, address your margins, and invest your savings? That's critical. Now, what does metaverse mean? It sounds like a kid stuff, video game, you name it. The thing is, we got entering Web 4. And we stand at a point of time in history, and I tell you again, mark my words, at the 20th anniversary, we'll look back and say, this guy was not so crazy. Everybody knows M-Pesa? I was involved in the very early days in M-Pesa. I made the first investment in the world in mobile payments. It was actually before M-Pesa. The company was called Wizit in South Africa. At the time, I believed and I knew that the banking infrastructure as it was, based on the roads, based on the capillarity of access, will never, ever be able to beat digital. People thought I was crazy. I managed to convince the World Bank to get into it. Today, M-Pesa moves 40% of Kenya's GDP. If you don't believe in digital, just go to bed. Especially in Africa. It is our only chance to leapfrog. Now, why I'm talking about leapfrog is because the media, Web3, as you know it, we can even leapfrog that. And in this room, we have everything it takes and everyone it takes to lead the world in the next generation of media. Let me do a demo for you. Let me find someone. I would have called our friend Pansanya, but he has like the thing he's going to speak later. So, Amadou Maktaba, would you mind joining us on stage, please? Just, Matthew, you have the Oculus? Please come. Okay, I mean, no, because the youth, they already know. It's the old people like you who are far behind. Come. Come, please. They're already on top of it. You don't need to demonstrate. They're the ones who will teach you, trust me. So what we've done, I think we've built something that we can comfortably say, built by Africans, that the world doesn't have yet. This is the most advanced technology in the world, combining blockchain, artificial intelligence, and virtual reality. We're getting into Web 4. Now, we've created AI humans that can respond to any of your questions and teach you and be your teacher and guide you through whatever you need to be guided in. So whatever is looking is focusing there. So you guys were ignoring that stand with the screens. Make sure you go before we finish this event. Or if you haven't downloaded the QR code, too bad. Sorry. So what does it do? We've been able, this is President Ruto. No, can you go back to Ruto? Okay, is there. So we have recreated a 3D virtual, it took us 2 hours. For most firms in the world, it takes them a week. And we didn't even need hyperprocessors. And we also did a replica of me, or somebody who looks like me, into the metaverse. So that's President Ruto, 3D, full 3D. Do you want to make him speak? Say something?
I'll go back.
No, come. No, he wants to show you. So you wanted to use. Okay. You done? So this, you can enter it. People have been joining that space. You can even enter it from your phone. You don't need a laptop. Because we've managed to address the processing capacity, the processing power. What does that mean? We're talking about news, right? You go online, And guess what? You online, you get plethora of data and things and which news to look at. What if you could have an AI human, hey, what's up, right? Who would synthesize the news of the day based on the topic you're interested in. Everybody has heard of ChatGPT? Yes. Good. Now, ChatGPT is based on large language models. There's even more powerful than that today, where we effectively use advanced artificial intelligence. So, Mr. Ibrahim Sanya, for instance, loves basketball. He's got this great company and this great podcast, Silverback Valley, exactly, right? And all he's interested in is basketball. He doesn't have time to go and look at all the stuff or even type basketball on Google. It's a nightmare. What if you had an AI human that tells you at every time you want it, what is happening in basketball by synthesizing all the data and actually presenting it to you as a movie, as an AI automated video for you to know exactly what happened in basketball? We can do that today. It takes 45 seconds. This is the future of media. This is Web 4. Even in the US, they don't have that. Remember M-Pesa? At the time, they said, why would we go digital if London is still using banks? Because London started using banks 200 years ago. When you have a chance to leapfrog and you have a ticket to take a rocket, don't ask questions, jump on the rocket. Thank you. So are we ready? Matthew? So Amadou, you want to come quickly for a demo? So you have a bit of a sense of what's going on. Cool. So I didn't design my avatar. It's my team. They're Gen Z, they're DGens, they're a bit like, but that's what, so I'm happy with it. It looks better than me. Yeah, it has eight packs. I have 1.5, so I'll go with this one. No need of surgery. So what Amadou is going to do is literally going to be engaging with that AI human avatar like he's talking to a real person. And you can ask him any question, you can ask him a synthesis of a news, and he can program. Why does it matter? It means that, let's say Citizen won an award yesterday, right? And Citizen creates its own space. And because I use AI, I know among the audience of citizens, the people who like sports, the people who like politics, the people who are keen on education, and it automatically targets any of your branch. And how do I know with my platform, right, that I'm talking to, what's her name? I'm talking to Miriam, because once you log in your avatar, I have all your data, but your data remains yours, not like Facebook. And once Miriam logs in, then I give you everything you need based on what I know about you and where you've gone before using artificial intelligence. So Silverback Valley would be exactly the same thing. I was looking for you so that we create a space for your podcast and your own avatar so that your different audiences can effectively, and then you can put your advertising as you wish, and you automate your advertising. I'll call our friends from Yetu, we'll work together, and then the amount of revenue that you're going to generate is insane. Amadou, you've been waiting patiently, silently. Please go ahead. Matthew, you need to guide him.
What's your name? Who are you?
Remove enlève le pouce, comme ça je réponds.
I'm Ubuntu Tribe. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Réponds.
My name is Amadou.
Enlève le pouce. Demande-lui une question. Ask him a question. No, it's not working? Okay.
Power issue.
Power issue. But you got the gist though, Africa. So, thank you. So basically, why does it matter? It matters because of this. Internet, the future of internet is interactive, right? Before, you were a spectator. Now, you're going to be in the scene. Let's think of a news, right? A specific news that happened somewhere. You're going to have the video happening, and you're going to be in there experiencing it, reenactment. That, we're bringing it today, and that's why we got the QR code for everyone who's interested to get in. And we can create the space. So what we're launching together with AllAfrica Media is the Mediaverse. What is the Mediaverse? The Mediaverse is literally aggregation of all African media into the Metaverse, powered by artificial intelligence, that would then be able to customize any news that you want based on your profile. It doesn't exist anywhere in the world. And in the next few months, we'll be able to put it to the market. What does it mean? You leapfrog. What does it mean? It means that you're no longer engaging with people who just consult. They are in it. What does it mean in terms of advertising? It sequences. It goes, and advertisers can just go, type. I want 15 to 25-year-old who are interested in basketball and may have some interest in politics. And then the advertising will come in 3D. This is where we are. That's where we're changing the game. And why are we doing that? You're going to say, okay, you guys tokenize gold. You have this gold token. Why did you think of a metaverse, and why? Because it's simple. Gold is a digital asset. Guess what? You're going to be paying in gold like Mansa Musa used to do. So who cares? You have Kenyan shillings, Nigerian naira, who's going to lose 80% of its value? No. Stay with what we have best, gold. And you have a whole environment where you can trade and transact, backed by the most powerful asset in human history. Now imagine, let's say you made $1 million of revenue in Kenyan shillings, right? So what happens with the $1 million revenue? It loses its value. But if you add in gold, you increase it by 200%. So once you get your advertising in gold, Mansa Musa will look poor next to you. We're combining digital asset, digital finance, and revolutionary media. And that QR code, for those who were a bit skeptical, please scan and register so that we can onboard you. Now, here is the last element of surprise before I pass on the mic. What we're offering today to all the media in this group, thanks to the permission of Tendai and Amadou, is an immediate way to generate revenues. And our friend from Yetu actually did a great presentation. Is what if you didn't necessarily have to do advertising? You need content, right? We can prepare, we have full-on content on financial literacy and digital literacy, and we can become your knowledge partners. Where you have, if you TV, we have AI automated video powered by artificial intelligence in a way that we can teach people on screen. If you have online, we have the full text, and we can choose all the different topics with you. Now you get content that's going to attract your customers. You're not just going to do news, you're going to empower them. Before, a friend from Yetu, there was a friend on the capacity building. Indeed, your role is to help build that capacity. We've prepared the content for you and give it to you for free. You have nothing to pay. Now, I'm almost done. Thank you. I like the applause. I heard something. Ah, thank you. Sorry. So this we give it for free because we partner with AllAfrica Media Summit. And we have a huge interest for Africa to get enlightened and get on that train ASAP, even if we have to give it for free. And it applies also to radio, because we have sound. It applies for print, we have text, and it applies for TV, we have video. All AI generated and crafted based on human learning. And you can have a series, so it's a content partner for 2-year content partner, for a series of projection so that you attract more audience and elevate them. Now, once you've done that, you will have a QR code, and that's where you start generating money, not just by increasing your audience, but every customer who will scan the QR code, and if it's radio, they'll have a number to punch on the Ubuntu Tribe wallet. To download the wallet, and every single purchase they're going to make for the next 6 months, you're getting a revenue share. This is the future of media. And you get paid in gold because they're buying our gift, Gold International Fungible Token. So you're no longer subject to the currency depreciation challenges, etc. And it goes directly into your wallet. Now, let's do some basic math, right? Tendai said that the good math is 0 minutes, so I'm going to do 30 seconds. So some basic math. You have an audience of, let's say, 1 million people, right? And they're watching this training capacity on digital literacy, financial literacy. And they see the QR code to download. It is your personalized QR code for each media, so that we recognize that they came from you. Traceability. And if they pay, so let's say out of 1 million, 100,000 downloads, and spend, let's say, $1,000, right? It's $1 million of gold sold, out of which you get a percentage, which is, of course, it's the margin, so it's probably 0.5% or something. But that's a lot in one shot, $50,000 or $100,000 that you do every week. Quickly, 52 weeks is $5 million. Just by leveraging on your inventory and your collateral. Remember I told you the fundamental of finance? Yes. We changing and empowering the media space. Because without you being powerful, we're going to be weak. Because I'm a child who grew up in Europe watching the lost continent or the hopeless continent by The Economist. I should never, ever, ever see that again. And it has to happen thanks to you telling our stories. And I have a responsibility to empower each and every one of you to tell our stories so that the world knows who we are, what we've done, and what we're capable of. I do my part, you do your part. Thank you.